Welcome to KCXW Showcase, coming to you from the Extreme Wrestling Center.
First, we have a super heavyweight matchup, Iron Pitbull versus Bert Candy, and then we'll hear from Atlas Armstrong. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for Showcase. Welcome back for another episode of KCXW Showcase. Jude Weiss in once again, right alongside Donnie Kong. And you can hear it now. It's the tunes of the big, the bad, the Iron Pitbull.
And Richard Goldman, not far behind, of course.
Absolutely not. The financier for the Iron Pitbull. The merc that Iron Pitbull is, that absolute just pay to the highest dollar, I'll take whatever work. And Richard Goldman, there is nobody with a higher dollar than Richard Goldman himself.
And depending on your perspective, sometimes gold does sharpen iron.
Absolutely, absolutely. The bullion that is Richard Goldman is going to turn the Iron Pitbull into an absolute force of steel.
And there he is, Bert Candy. The crowd goes crazy.
I mean, you want to talk about soft, you want to talk about silly. Bert Candy exemplifies all of these things, but for reasons I cannot explain, the people absolutely love this man.
Hey, now, I'm a big Bert Candy fan myself.
I think it's hard not to be a big fan when it comes to Bert Candy. I mean, look at the size of this man. 330, 340 pounds. You're talking about a super heavyweight force in that ring, but he's going against someone even bigger and even badder in the Iron Pitbull.
I think the only one more of a super heavyweight might be David Catton.
The 420 stone, absolutely no one tops the scales heavier than the king of hardcore, David Catton himself. You see Bert Candy already getting his dance and getting his jiving on, that soft, silly aura that persists around him.
He looks pretty focused. Oh, there he is.
And Iron Pitbull doesn't look like he wants to. And Iron Pitbull's not going to get too many people on his side so long as he's under the employ of the 1%er. And sometimes you just don't have to care about what people think. You just go out there, you get your job done, you make your pay, and you hurt somebody along the way if you get the chance.
I don't think either of these guys are going to have too much fun in this matchup now. We, the audience, are going to have a great time watching these two big guys hit.
Another stout lockup, and nobody's going anywhere so far. Running shoulder tackle, nothing doing. The bigger stature of the Iron Pitbull standing tall like an obelisk in that ring.
I gotta say, I cannot believe the way Iron Pitbull is absorbing these shots from Bert Candy.
Bert Candy comes in with a lot of mass and a lot of force. He's run me over a time or two, and it's like getting hit by a Mack truck. Smart maneuver by the Iron Pitbull. Grab it onto the waist. Huge shot to the lower back. That'll cripple that guy in no time.
Trying to soften up Bert Candy there.
Doesn't have to do much. He's soft already, but let's make sure he's good and malleable. Gold is malleable, and Richard Goldman is making sure that the Iron Pitbull is turning Bert into absolute gold right now. Look at that.
I've got to say, Iron Pitbull really running Bert Candy through the crucible right now.
Candy trying to get in some shots when he can, but you can't fight from your knees, especially against 370 pounds of absolute angry dog. And now, wait a minute, Pitbull, look at this. Now you're seeing the wisdom of Richard Goldman. He has trained his dog very well to distract that referee so that they can work in tandem to take down this big man.
And now the Iron Pitbull with a vicious knee to the back of the head of Bert Candy, but
I'm surprised he's even conscious anymore. Huge splash from the Pitbull, and he is crushing the super heavyweight. Wait, Bert's going down. I think this is the worst we've seen Candy, maybe since the Extremists and I put him through that table in January.
And that was a scary sight as well, and Bert trying to shrug off the attack of the Iron Pitbull.
Look at that. One hard right hand, and he just drops Candy. Nobody is going to line up against the strength of the Iron Pitbull. If Tobias Storm thinks that he's going to take down Pitbull, he is sorely mistaken. Oh my goodness!
What a shoulder block from Bert Candy.
Candy got him down.
And
There's
another one.
A second one, and Bert takes him down.
Bert Candy with some explosion.
See, this is the kind of attitude that Bert Candy needs to win. If he's not dancing and jiving, he can get it done. But look, the wisdom of Richard Goldman once again. And Candy shoving. You can't touch a manager like that. Bert Candy shoving down Richard Goldman.
And the Iron Pitbull cuts Bert Candy in half.
Absolutely deserved. You can't go
that
after
is elementary.
Absolutely deserved. Richard Goldman is not a competitor, at least not tonight, and he should not be subject to such violence by one like Bert Candy.
And these two behemoths of men putting on an absolute clinic.
And the Iron Pitbull showed you exactly what kind of dog he is today. I expect them to completely wipe the floor with Tobias Storm and Extreme Freedom.
And I mean, based on what we've just seen, how could you expect anything else?
Tobias has not faced an opponent of this size, of this magnitude. And then he has to go up against the mind of Richard Goldman. The stack is just too high.
Please welcome the natural Atlas Armstrong.
And I rarely ever see somebody who is just so excited to go running out into danger like Atlas Armstrong. This must be somebody who just loves to get a beating. I wonder wonder who's coming out to whoop him to this week.
Well, looks like he's got something on his mind.
So last week, if you guys may have remembered, that coward, David Catton, decided to hold me in the Cobra clutch while I hold on to the ropes and cause a DQ finish.
Because losers hang on to ropes.
Well, that's behind me now. I want to focus on the future. So, Old Glory, would you please come on out here right now?
We did see Old Glory come to the aid of Atlas Armstrong when he was getting beaten down by Lady Pride and David Catton, your two buddies.
Let's get it straight. Catton had him in the Cobra clutch, a very legal wrestling maneuver. That coward went to the ropes, and then Old Glory interjected himself into the match. Lady Pride was only defending her partner, who was stuck out there against two absolutely wild idiots.
Well, and you know, I'll give David credit. He's used to competing under extremist rules, so why would he think that a rope break would break the hold?
Ropes are for cowards, man. Nobody uses a rope unless they don't know how to get out. Coming from the chain wrestler himself, I think it's a skill issue on Atlas Armstrong's part.
I can't help but notice that for July 20th, at Extreme Freedom, your partner, the marksman, is out due to injury. And I noticed last week that you decided to come and save me. So I'm thinking, me and you should tag team against Lord Maximus K9 and his mystery partner at Extreme Freedom on July 20th.
Atlas offering his services to Old Glory after we watched Marksman a couple weeks ago go down with a mysterious illness.
Extreme Freedom with Lord Maximus. And that's Armstrong. Oh, yeah. Atlas Armstrong. You know what the USA says? Old Glory, the USA says, let's show what America is really about.
Yeah! Anybody back there that wants an opportunity to face us, why don't you come on down?
All right. Atlas and Old Glory issuing an impromptu challenge now that they've apparently cemented themselves as a tag team force.
If I'm hearing Old Glory correctly, this is a new tag team in KCXW. We've got to keep our eye on them.
Absolutely. We see, all right, looks like almost just chomping at the bit. We've got a couple XWC students, Dwayne and Trey, They look like they're ready to prove themselves here against this new tag team force.
And I think Old Glory is ready to very clearly express a message to these two young students.
Ref making the quick size up and the check. You got to make sure somebody like Old Glory, we know how America does things. You got to make sure he's not trying to sneak anything extra in here. That man could have some contraband. He could be trying to smuggle some foreign objects in. You absolutely have to make sure when you're going against somebody who waves the red, white, and blue like that, you really got to double, triple check.
Well, and here's the thing. Some people might call that point of view extreme, but I think you raised some pretty good points there. The referee doing a great job making sure none of that's going on.
Now a tight headlock there by XWC student Dwayne. Somebody's been giving him a couple of pointers. Old Glory able to muscle his way through and locks on a headlock of his own.
I got to say, in the early goings of this match, I was very impressed with the way Dwayne was able to use his technique and leverage to get the advantage against Old Glory.
Yep, right out of the gate, Dwayne showing that he is no small fry going up against the heavyweight and Old Glory here.
Deceptively strong young wrestler.
Glory slowly backing him up against the ropes there, showing the power that he's got. Dropping down, leaping over, some agility on his end. Drop kick right to the chest, and down goes Dwayne. Hip toss takes him over, and the student is in trouble while Old Glory is getting the train rolling.
I don't know if you saw that hang time that Dwayne just caught, but...
Oh, huge gut-wrench suplex.
Old Glory in great shape right now.
Absolutely throwing Dwayne from pillar to post with that suplex. And now, let's see how these newfound friends work as a unit as they start stepping into the ring making their first tag.
I gotta say, it takes more than a pair of matching headbands to form a great tag team, but look at the cooperation.
A little bit of an unorthodox type of offense there, an up and over kind of alley-oop maneuver. And look at that rookie mistake by Atlas, completely letting Dwayne go as Dwayne ran for his corner after that huge shot. Trey in now trying to get something going, but Atlas has the momentum. Atlas has the fire, and he's catching Trey completely unaware at the moment. Not even knowing where he is. Crossbody right off the second rope.
Without even a second's time to blink, he is all over Trey.
I told you, this man comes out full of energy, full of excitement, and he looks like Atlas is learning how to channel it. Huge jawbreaker from Trey will slow things down, though. Mess up that pretty face.
And now Trey trying to take over in the corner.
Tagging out, Dwayne making the step in, and Atlas looking like he might be in a bad spot here as they're sending him off. Look at these two students working together. Double back elbow, and that is how you do it.
Took the words right out of my mouth, looking for the cover. Only two.
A 2 count already. Atlas is looking worse for wear after something so simple. I told you he was soft. I told you he was a coward. Dwayne and Trey are already exposed him. Look how quickly he makes the run over to get the tag to Old Glory. He already knows that he doesn't belong and that he can't hang.
This is an extremely competitive match so far, but with the double team...
Oh, spine buster, blockbuster.
I don't know if Dwayne's going to be able to get up from that one.
And Atlas, look at Atlas having to cheat and hold the partner out of the way. Couldn't trust his partner to get the 1, 2, 3 on his own.
You know, these two really got over the hump a lot of first-time tag teams aren't able to get over, which is integrating the teamwork. And
I'll say they found a way to work as a unit. They had that alley-oop leg drop maneuver. They had that heart attack like spine buster, blockbuster combo. So they've certainly figured out they've figured out how to at least communicate, but when it starts getting tough, when one of them's really down in the trenches, when the boots are getting laid to their feet, will they be able to rally each other back?
I don't know, but this new tag team, the United Patriots, having a big test potentially coming up at Extreme Freedom.
They've got a really good, they told you a name already. They've got a really good PR. They may be united, they may be patriotic, but that's nothing. They can go ahead, they've got Lord Maximus Canine coming up at Extreme Freedom, and the medieval menace that he is, it'll take all the power of the Stars and Stripes to go up against something like that.
And here's the thing, we don't even know who his partner is going to be.
He could be bringing in a 7-foot-tall monster. He could be bringing in somebody from the state penitentiary for all we know. You don't know what Maximus K9 has in store.